Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining one more time. As traders stay late, and you guys are staying late with me right now, we will review the market recap, and then the minute we get Palo Alto, Toll Brothers, some of these other names, we are watching Benzinga Pro. Someone actually sent me, Brendo, an idea about this. I'm going to send it to you. There's a function on this where you can just get the Dow Jones news release. We'll figure that out. Get these numbers a little bit faster. I'm going to fix that for tomorrow. But right now, we'll wait for PANW coming through as well. And that's what I'm all about, man. You guys really nailed that one right here, right now. Thank you so much. I'm going to have you guys open as well. I do have Benzinga in my ear. If anything is here right now, I'm going to get that to you right now. So I see some people talking about Toll Brothers right now. Looks like Caesars Entertainment is out right now. So let's go back over and have a quick little look. Nice little dip in for Caesars. Thank you so much. Fabian, thank you so much for that. I like this. All right, here we go, man. PANW, this is the name that we're gonna wait for. Again, Cloudflare, a little bit different on that report. Made a nice move, then came back in. We've seen Datadog was another one recently that started to move back down to the downside there off their earnings. So a nice move up and then a pullback into the 50 period for Datadog. Let's just go find out about Cloudflare, which of course is net. There's their earnings. Nice move to the upside and then faded back out about down 15%. Did you guys like the podcast? I sure as hell hope that you did. My stream deck is not loaded. I'm just gonna load that up right now so we can hit some bangs and hit the roll call and everything like that. I hope you guys enjoyed that this weekend. Thank you so much for supporting it. Go over, find it on Apple, on Spotify, podcasters, something like that has it all. There's PANW, not out yet, but we're gonna wait to see if that comes through. There it is. We're testing out again. So there it is. Yeah, we are going to start drinking some water. That is for sure. I really like Nvidia to the downside. We've talked about that a little bit right here. We'll find out tomorrow. How exciting is that going to be tomorrow, right now, at this time, as we patiently wait for the biggest and the baddest? It's Nvidia time. It's tomorrow, and we've been waiting for that. We do not have PANW. Thank you so much to Farley, man. He absolutely loves the podcast. That means a lot to Brendo and I and the family here. Wow, Lithium. I mean, this name just continues. Obviously, it's an ETF, but the Lithium ETF continues to make lows here. You're banging up against a very, very big bottom here. I mean, I got to do more work on Lithium. We've had Raheem on as well. Obviously, Michael Nas talks fundamentals and things like that, or sorry, technicals, not fundamentals. We need some of that because right now Lithium goes all the way back to a real super key level, back down to $39 for Lithium. I'm still waiting, guys. The minute PANW comes out, we will have it. Thank you so much, Dan Gilman. Today was another great day, and we're proud to bring you the heat. USO today, oil making moves to the downside. Oh, the exciting news today, I guess, was Walmart. Walmart kind of pulled back all day. Strong fourth quarter performance. Net sales grew 5.7% year over year. Again, another name that we talked about on the podcast. I liked Walmart. Brendan and I sort of talked about Home Depot versus Walmart. And then my big thing was, forget about all of that. Let's just talk about the split incoming for Walmart. But the problem for Walmart today, again, really good earnings report. I mean, nothing wrong with it. We just went over some numbers there. Adjusted EPS 180, exceeding 165. It was pretty good, but it sold off all day. Walmart finally found a base in and around 175. I'm not in this name. I continue to only own Costco and Amazon on the retail side of things. Oh, by the way, I don't know anybody that shops at Abercrombie and Fitch. Brendo? No? Abercrombie? No, he is hell no. But look at this stock, $28 all the way up to $120. ANF right now saying, Nvidia, who the hell are you? These guys up right now 5x in under a year. I mean, they have a cologne? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you go in there, you feel like you're in Vegas there. Okay, PANW maybe is out right now. Coming out is Palo Alto. We're going to find the number for you right now if I can get it. I don't see it here on Benzinga, but we will have that in 1 second. There it is. Palo Alto down. Bring it down, honestly. I mean, I haven't been, oh, shoot. This is where I need my guy, Brian Shannon, immediately. PANW downside move right into the 50 period. Somebody, my wife, if you're watching, log into my account. Let's buy some more PANW, baby. It's a nice move to the downside. TDOC is also out. I'll get Palo Alto for you in a minute. TDOC, I have those numbers. They are out right now as well. TDOC, Q4 sales, 660 with a miss. How of a sudden we got all this energy, baby? We're here for you. This is what we're doing. More agua, more agua. TDOC, sales miss. Ring Central. I thought Ring Central, is this different? I thought they were bought by Amazon Ring, but maybe Ring Central, the programming side of it. TDOC, I don't know, don't quote me on that. So TDOC right now, downside on the EPS. Once again, do not have PANW yet on here, but PANW is out. As soon as I see it, I will talk a little bit about that one. I like this downside push here for Palo Alto, but again, we talked about buying good names when they pull back. So PANW is pulling back, but as I look at the chart, guess what? You're back to less than a month ago where we were at. So we've had a huge move up in the market. You do want to buy the best names. If you are overexposed in this space, you may want to watch out. This should create some downside moves. So I'm going to call up, I didn't realize I only had a 1 minute chart, or 5 minutes. So let's go see what PANW looks like now on a 1 minute chart. So starting to, wow, 315. What am I doing? Brendan, take over. I'm going to go buy more shares. Palo Alto right now, EPS beat on EPS, 146 versus 130 right now for PANW. We'll find out what their guide. The guide must be absolutely horrendous, because as far as I'm concerned, people are still, oh yeah, what, you know what? Why in the world would I want a cybersecurity name when we have elections in 5 months? I mean, I don't know. I just feel, okay, here we go. Palo Alto. I know I'm being like really, really dramatic. I'm gonna take some more water. Maybe I'm having a hyperventilating over here. Where am I? Where am I? Oh yeah, we're right where we belong. We're here with you guys right now. Palo Alto right now, sales of 1.98 billion versus 1.97 billion. So this looks like it's okay. It has to be the guide right now. Let's just go check out in the next name that I like. I'm not in CrowdStrike. Again, I'm only in Palo Alto in this space. But CrowdStrike, this is actually getting hit. Is this getting hit more than PANW? CrowdStrike right now down 7%. Palo Alto down, no, my bad. Palo Alto's getting cranked, down 13%. That would make no sense for one to be down more than the others. SolarEdge says, hey guys, hold my beer. We're the ones kicked out of the S&P 500, and by good news right now, looks like we deserve that. There goes SolarEdge, downside move for SEDG. What are they talking about? They're talking about Q4 EPS right now, 92 cents in the red, beating 133 in the red. So beating on the top and missing on the bottom. The bottom would be this. Missing on the top there was sales, 316 versus 323 right now. This is el problemo for Palo Alto. Sound the alarm. We'll hit the fail rate now on Palo Alto. You know what? I need that alarm over here, actually. I'm going to get those digits from you, Fabian, in a minute. It doesn't happen today. 124 versus 126. Downside. So they wanted 129 for PANW. They get lower all over the place. Why are they seeing lower revenue? Why are they seeing lower EPS? Palo Alto, disappointment right now. Hey, Mike B. Yo, what's up to Mike B right now? You want to see Jim Kramer versus your boy? What does that even mean? In what? I mean, I feel like we both try to bring it, and so shout out to Jim Kramer, man. I mean, if you want to see me versus Jim Kramer bank accounts, I'm taking Uncle Jim over and over and over again, man. Wait till we release the Trader TV Live hedge fund, then we'll get dressing, hopefully for success, and deal with Mr. Kramer at that point. But nothing but love for everybody out there, as to each their own. Okay, PANW. I don't know. I really have a spot for Kramer because when I was younger, me and my father, this was like, honestly, we would have dinner sometimes in front of the television. And the show was 6 o'clock, so it kind of fit. He worked like a dog. My dad worked from like 5 a.m. to sometimes 8 at night. So whenever he was home, we definitely tried to watch that. So I learned a lot about investing from Kramer. And my first trade I ever made, I was managing my own portfolio sort of as I was getting out of university and even a little bit younger into that. So like 17, 18 there. So I just want to say shout out to Jim Kramer and like teaching me all about investing early. Like I've been buying Apple and all that from days. And a lot of that is from him, Costco, things like that. So anyways, Palo Alto is one of those names. So there it comes back in. Palo Alto right now down to 315 and looking to hold. I really like this. I want to talk about XRT a little bit today when we went off about Walmart. So you could see XRT, this is the retail. Again, big holdings in this are A&F, our big piece now, because we showed you that it's up 400% this year. Poultry, 400%. I apologize, I got to still drink some more water here. What's up, Lolo, man? You guys are loving the show. Thank you so much. Look, the one thing you can do, we got to impress Brendan, who looks at all the numbers. You got to hit the like, you got to hit the subscribe, and you got to put comments like, wow, man, I can't believe Shawn does this after 4 o'clock. Man, traders are staying late with this guy. We're the real ones. Anyways, everybody stay late as we just kind of having some fun here. We're still all here, man. Brendo's right beside me right now. Obi's still in the building. We've got Fabian. I've got my main guy, Brian Shannon, coming on deck right now again. Brian, we've got some interesting questions here, and I got one for you, my guy. We have Palo Alto. It is making moves to the downside. So the best part about it is we're going to talk about Nvidia. I remember on a couple earnings ago, we had Brian on, and he nailed that 470 long. He drew an anchored VWAP. So let's get our questions ready for Brian. I'm going to be asking him on a stock like Palo Alto. I'm taking this out of my ear right now. Where exactly are we going to put this anchor? Where would he put it for PANW? Because a guy like me is already mad that I didn't buy this dip down here at 315 because I'm with everybody, but you can't worry about stock prices after hours. Let's go find a technical level on Palo Alto, and I have the best guy rocking with me in just a couple minutes. It's going to be Brian Shannon. Go research this guy at Alpha Trends, and you'll see exactly what I'm saying, man. Real see real on that one. So the Q's finally starting to fall back in, man. We had 14 out of 15 straight weeks upside. We just now had another red week in the NASDAQ, making that 14 of 16. We're starting to turn around a little bit. Me and Brian have talked about some questions underneath the hood. Looks like the NASDAQ today trying to roll back over again. NASDAQ down 0.1. We had some pretty hot fire trades. We did not trade the index today. Maybe we'll look at that tomorrow. But let's go back over to the screen here just real quick. Is Toll Brothers out, by the way? Why have I ignored Toll Brothers? I don't see Toll Brothers out. So we'll find out what's going on right now. Why, thank you, Leroy, wondering where I get this jawline from. You know, must be genetics. No, Ramin, you may not find out where. Drink more water. It's my father's such a handsome individual. I got the bad end of the stick. Oh, Elon, look at this. Elon on the chat. Brian, if you're with us, look at this. Elon on the chat. Hi, Shawn. I just brought Brian's book. Bang, there it is, a little bit there. So, you know, I'll have to work on a percentage for that. No, thank you so much for continuing to support Brian, man. His book is absolutely great, and that's why we've brought him back on every single time. This guy's a real one. His book, it's right over there. I'm going to have to get it, about anchored VWAP, absolutely. Oh, that's right. I always forget what it's called. I believe it's called Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP. But go to alphatrade.net. I'm going to have that book in just a couple seconds. We will look at that. What else you guys want to talk about, man? Nvidia's turning over a little bit. Let's go back over and look at Pan just real quick. Okay, so PANW's falling back in again. So that's good, man. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And let's go, man. What's up to everybody that's there? We're just going to keep on working and going for it. Someone said, how do I get a chance to work out? Look, I'm trying to hop on the Peloton every once in a while. You can see clearly it's not working the greatest, but we're going to hop back on there. Again, did I see WK's report? No, I did not. But you know what we didn't look at too much today at all was Home Depot. Why not, man? Home Depot, didn't they report today? Like Home Depot did absolutely nothing. Flat on the day is HD. Just real quick. This is why, is it Depot or Depot? Did you just say there, Fabian? Home Depot, I believe is the right name. Silent T. They're youngins? Yeah, Depot, yeah. These guys killing me over here. Home Depot starts today in around 358. It does look like it makes a higher move. Stops at 365. I really like Home Depot as well as Home Depot. But you can look at Walmart again versus Home Depot. I choose the one that's breaking out. So Pikachu, I choose you with Walmart. Nice little move there. Q's moving a little bit in the after hours. USO downside. I'm ready when you guys are. For the man, the myth, the legend, it will be Brian Shannon coming up in just a matter of seconds. Palo Alto, wow, still making a dive. I want to find out where can I buy Palo Alto with there. Sticky note is $7 up. Look, man, we will talk about the sticky note, and because you mentioned it, why the heck not, man? We have a great resource coming in on your way in just a minute from Alpha Trends. We have just as good of one. There he is. There's a handsome individual. individual. You'll see him in just a couple seconds. But right now, this is what was on the sticky note today. Hey, it was just arm short, man. We definitely nailed that one for today. We are going to go over a sticky note recap. Amazon was the banger of the day, the #1 P&L stock at Trader TV Live. Amazon today, followed by ARM, followed by Apple. We had them all. We wanted to get Rivian, possible dip buys in Rivian. There's so much I want to ask. Brian, where do we dip buy Rivian if all else fails coming in tomorrow? Thank you so much for your kind words there in the chat. I'll do bang for that. Everybody that's watching, thank you so much. Traders are staying late. Over 3,200 of you watching with limited earnings. I want to thank you for that one. Hey, Fabian, I'm waiting.
Oh, he's ready.
He's ready? Well, okay, let's bring him on. Brian, I'm sorry about that. Apparently we were waiting for a couple minutes, but we just went on and on. Thank you so much for coming on one more time with us. How was your day today? How was your weekend? How was President's Day?
President's Day was good. You know, it was a quiet weekend. I got some exercise in, and not
Nice.
a Peloton, but like to get outside. And today I was fairly quiet, but decent day overall.
Everybody, I still get comments, a lot of comments about the book in your chat, in our chat. So again, thank you so much for producing that. It's been definitely helping me out. What I want to talk about was how you just absolutely nailed, once again with the anchored VWAP, a couple earnings reports ago, you nailed Nvidia. So we get a little bit of a disappointing report here from Palo Alto. I'm looking to get into this name. I really like the space with cybersecurity. Can we sort of dive in here a little bit? What would be some key levels that you're maybe looking at with Palo Alto? The screen is yours.
Okay. As always, we've got on the left the daily time frame, and on the right, a 30 minutes. So each one of those bars is 30 minutes. And that shows this 30-minute candle, which includes what's happening right now. The green is the year-to-date anchored volume-weighted average price. And we're well below that, obviously. The average price that this stock is traded at this year is $339. So that kind of tells me that the institutional demand isn't really there as much now. And that level, if we're to get a bounce up into that area, is likely to offer supply. Let's back it up to the daily time frame first, and you can see that this low that we had, this gap lower and then reversal in late November, mid-November, that anchor was perfect support right here. We bounced incredibly from that level, and now that level is at about 308. Here we are currently at 318. It's just kind of turning sideways, doing a whole bunch of nothing. I think the risk is down to about that level, that maybe it tries to settle down in there. It's generally not the best idea to buy on the first day of weakness, but who knows? Maybe they're going to say something in their conference call that gets that next drive down towards that 308 level.
Yeah, or I guess it could go the other way, and maybe we want to dip by something a little bit small. Do you ever take in consideration, maybe for your longer term holdings, the macro situation, or are you always just really using technicals? If certain levels break, we're out, so on and so forth? Like, because I really like PANW heading into the election year for cybersecurity.
Generally, that doesn't play as much a role for me, Sean. It's, you know, I stick to what I'm good at, which is swing trading. So I don't really like to deviate outside of that. Or if I do, I kind of keep it to myself because I don't really feel like I'm the expert there. So I don't.
I'm still trying to find out.
Opinions as valuable, yeah.
I'm still trying to find out what I'm good at. Hydration Nation, let's have a sip. There it is. We even got graphics around here. All right. So another name that I was a little bit concerned about, and I'll give you a second to call it up. Maybe you heard me talk about it. Tomorrow we get Rivian. Now we've seen Tesla absolutely destroy. Come over to my screen. I'll give Brian a second to load up some Rivian here. So again, my common look here, and I have anchored VWAP as well on this Trade Ideas. So where I would sort of anchor it to, what about this August high? If I put a little anchored VWAP up there, then we're going to get 20 bucks high side right now on the daily chart. But maybe I can also put an anchor maybe to this very low down here as well into May. But again, I have, we're way under all these anchored VWAPs right now. So what are we going to look at here for Rivian? I am a little scared, Brian, that maybe we do fall back in, as a lot of these EV names seem to not be holding water now. What do you see on Rivian? Is there a possible area of support that might be interesting to you? Because I see it way under anchored VWAP now.
Yeah, unfortunately, it just looks to me like a broken stock. If you look
Right,
at my screen, as I always say a lot on here, I'm a big fan of the phrase, if they didn't scare you out, they'll wear you out. And
right.
realistically, this is just in a long-term do nothing. Looking to the daily time frame, we're below a declining 20-day, well, we're right at the 20-day moving average, but the 50, the 200 are declining. We're below those. I would simply just avoid this stock personally, Sean, unless there's some kind of big surprise that gets this lights a match under this thing. It just kind of looks to me like dead money unless you're going to be in there day trading it. I avoid for me.
Why can't I keep thinking, I keep only getting coarse air because I'm thinking about CRISPR Therapeutics.
Right.
So what is that ticker again? Can you remind me?
CRSP.
Oh, CRSP. I keep on CRSR. I type in here. CRSP. Okay. So they came out today, did they? Just now, I guess, on CRISPR Therapeutics. So it is making a little bit of a move down. You've nailed this one for our viewers, man. You talked about this down here near $66, trying to break back out. Then we break above this 72, and we absolutely nail it. I'm seeing it right here on Trade Ideas that actually today's the 20th, right? Am I not? What world am I in again?
Yeah. No, I've got the same thing.
Okay, so there it is, a nice little downside move right now for CRSP. But you nailed this. Any thoughts right now on what we're seeing with CRISPR?
I think that it needs to digest this gain. That was a hell of a move.
Yeah,
I gave my stock away a little bit early. If you recall, I was referencing the anchored VWAP from the all-time high,
yeah,
which was over here at about that 200 level, and it came right up into that. I sold my final piece there. I kind of broke a
nice
little bit
trade.
of a rule by selling at the level and not raising my stop, but still, it was a great trade. I can't really complain about it. We took it from here up to there. And now it seems likely that it's going to need to digest a little bit here. I would think that if it starts to get some real downside momentum, that an anchor off of this little low right here would bring it down towards about 73 bucks per share. So I'd keep an eye on that level if you really like the stock.
Yep. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Palo Alto still making moves down into 317 in change right now as we speak. Are we to be nervous? Yeah, here's PANW. I just want to show everybody. That's a 5-minute chart, so we are starting to bleed a little bit lower. Maybe we'll look for that 308 and change, which is coming in, Brian, right now. But I'm just laughing because I was just joking about wanting to go in and buy this, but having to be on the show. It looks like I might have saved myself a little bit, but I do like this name. All right, we've been talking a little bit about the epic run-up now that we've seen. I know you use 5-day moving averages, different things like that that we've talked about. I don't know. I'm looking at these triple Qs. I like to trade them on the show, or I'll use a levered product like a TQQ or an SQQ just to get that little momentum in as a day trade. But we talked about this. Everything seems to be priced to perfection. We're now coming out of earnings season. If there's not going to be catalysts as far as earnings are concerned, is there anything that maybe you're looking for now to give you confidence in a direction for this market? Is there anything you're looking at, Brian?
Well, the longer term trend is still clearly higher. I mean, we're a week off of all-time highs, from a week ago. And we're getting a little bit of a pullback. I don't know if this is going to be different than the other pullbacks or if it's just going to be a pullback. Maybe we get a little bit deeper this time down towards the 50-day moving average and maybe undercut this low a little bit. So somewhere down near the 420-ish level. A lot of people are a fan of that number. But I don't see any magic to the 50-day moving average. I'd really like to see it kind of maybe do this, come down, undercut it, start to stabilize, and then begin to recover. But just the magnitude of this rally off of those October lows tells us that we have to be more cautious. And 2 days of selling, we've seen the volume increase both of those days. So it's worth noting that the divergences that have been there, that is rallying on lighter volume. Now we're starting to see maybe a little bit more consistent selling on the profit taking. That it's going to at least take some time for some new really good swing trade setups to reveal themselves. I think we got ahead of ourselves a lot.
So are we using a word like patience when we're looking for setups right here? Because that's really helped me over the last little while, Brian. I mean, patience is so very key. Brian, traders stay late. You're staying late with us. Can I get a question from our viewers to ask you?
Love to hear it, yes.
Let's go, bang. All right, come over to my screen right now because I picked one out. This is a longtime viewer. It's Mr. D Loaf right now. So you can have, A loaf, B loaf, C loaf. But we have D Loaf here. He wants to know what are Brian's favorite time frames to anchor VWAPs when swinging. He's asking hourly, 4-hour, daily, weekly candles. What are some stuff that you're looking at? Is there potentially, Brian, when you're trying to go for swing trades, are you looking at, let's just do it like that. Are you looking at dailies, weeklies? Maybe you have an answer for Mr. D Loaf.
Yeah, D-Loaf, good question. I like to look at, all the time frames and how they weave together. The first book was multiple time frame analysis, and I think you have to have multiple time frames. One thing about that question he asked was, he said 1-hour charts or 4-hour charts. I would never suggest anyone use a 4-hour chart in particular because the market's open 6.5 hours per day.
Right.
That means you would have one 4-hour candle and one 2.5-hour candle. So any average you have gets skewed by that.
You wouldn't even have data points there.
Well, with that?
You wouldn't have enough data points if you're just charting that.
Yeah, and they're irregular base. They're and one apple and one orange. You can't compare them. So similar with the 60-minute or hourly time frame, I use a 65-minute period because there's 390 minutes in a day.
There it is. There it is.
And if you took an hourly chart, you would have 6.5 of those. Instead, if you used 65-minute time frame or a 30-minute time frame, you have equal distribution. So on 30 minutes, you've got 13 candles per day or 65 over the period of 5 days. So the question is, first I will start with multiple time frame analysis. I think you want to identify your trade idea on either a daily or weekly time frame. Be aware of the bigger picture. And then for your risk reward assessment to kind of try to figure out where those key levels are, 30-minute, 65-minute, anchor from highs and lows, big events. And then for the order entry, you can go down as low as, for swing trades, as low as 1 minute if you're in the first 30 minutes of the day. I'll switch it out to a 5-minute time frame after about an hour of the day goes by. And I, again, want to be aware of what's today's volume weighted average price, what's the prior day's VWAP, what's the high off of this recent low. Excuse me, high, that's a high, isn't it, up there? I was talking about 420 too much. So that high there, I'd want to know, is that going to potentially become supply tomorrow in the NASDAQ? So I would use them all and see how they weave together.
We had Daniel Shea on, who trades. Thank you so much for that question or that answer there, and thank you, Dilo, for the question. Yeah. Great one. We had Daniel Shea on last week, and she's talking about options, and that's what she trades. And then I was like, "Hey, I need an options play for SMCI." It was up at 1100. I said I want something near 700. It's actually at 700 today in just 2 days. We fell down 35%. So that was a banger idea. What I want to get from you right now, before I have to let you go, because it's 4:30, and again, I know you're staying a little extra here, but Nvidia, Brian, reports tomorrow. So last time we anchored a VWAP, and honestly, I almost fell off my chair because it went right to that level, and then it ripped up like 50 bucks. So obviously, anchored VWAPs and are looking for areas of support and areas of interest that will trade around. So we know that this is not a call for a guaranteed support level or anything like that. But what can we maybe expect? We had a 5.5% move down. At least I think that's what it was at the end of the day there on Nvidia. And it's looking like it got a little top heavy. We've been talking about it for a minute. If tomorrow we get a number that the market doesn't like, what are we looking at for Nvidia? Maybe a quick 1 or 2 minute answer where we could possibly see this name going, either both ways, but more importantly, a lot of traders looking to maybe buy in on any possible dips.
Sure. The daily time frame here, we've got that 20-day moving average right here. This is just from that recent gap. Let's get rid of that just to not confuse people. I think the most important level, Shawn, is you've got to go back to your most important low, which was basically your year-to-date volume weighted average price right here. And that would bring us down. And, I don't think this is going to happen, but this is just the level of interest. Down at about 620 or so. And you can see that over here on the 30-minute time frame. That's that green, which is the year-to-date anchored volume weighted average price. So to me, that's the key level. If we were to sell off really strong down towards that level, I would really think that that would be defended by the buyers in that area. As far as upside, I mean, anything can happen there. Yeah. We've got to be aware of the anchor off of the high and that 5-day moving average come together right in here at about 720. So I would love to see it come all the way down to that 618, 620 level, and then maybe get a sharp bounce and see how it unfolds from there.
So I used to follow a rule about the 3-day rule. You mentioned that a little bit, excuse me, with PANW today, maybe letting it settle down. 3-day rule, is that something that you've sort of heard of? Because I kind of think about, you let the first day, let it settle in, then you get upgrades and downgrades kind of on that first day into the second day. Then the third day, there's a little bit less interest there. So maybe you can find a quiet bottom or a top and then trade it off those levels. 3-day rule. Am I crazy, or have you heard something similar to that?
No, I think that makes a tremendous amount of success. The first day, definitely, unless you're just in there day trading it, that's different. But as far as trying to buy the first day and hold, it generally isn't going to work. I mean, SMCI is a great example of that. And then, tomorrow would be day 3 for SMC. So maybe that's where that one gets a little bit of sanity tomorrow.
All right, so you caught me right there. We're hiding our face. It is anchored VWAP. I think I got it close to being right the first time. Maximum trading gains with anchored VWAP. They can go find it at Alpha Trends. Thank you so much, Brian, for coming through again. One of the best and one of my favorite, as per usual. Thank you so much, Brian.
My pleasure, Shawn. Thanks for having me on.
Take care, my friend. That was Brian, and that's Trader Talk. All right. Wow, man, so Nvidia down to 620. We're gonna remember that tomorrow, 620 Nvidia. Maybe we'll put some bids down there. We've been talking about selling some of these tops. I hope some of you are able to do that today, but you know what? A 5% pullback on a name like Nvidia, we can get a little lower than that, I feel like. So I'm not doing anything. A big shout out to Brian coming through right there. Toll Brothers just came out as well. Nothing to report on Toll Brothers, honestly. I thought it had to be a chance of a little bit of a mover. Did they get... I just saw it on here. Where did it go? All right, maybe it's not out. I thought Toll Brothers was out, but maybe I just missed it. Hold on a second. I don't want to leave the show here without telling. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it did come out. So I think they just might have removed this. So Toll Brothers right now, Q1 EPS of 225, beating 178, and also a beat on the sales side of it as well. So Toll Brothers appears to be out and not really moving around too much. Quick check in on PANW, and then we'll just really quickly go to see, PANW. I typed it into Benzinga instead. Yeah, so 314. I like this level. I think it's worth picking something up. All right, what else do you want to talk about? What were some tweets that I had out today? Well, I mean, the biggest and the baddest of them all, I feel like, is going to be Amazon and my sticky note today. So the thing about all of this is, I just want to talk about one thing. Someone named Mario on the afternoon show there said that, like, how could Shawn be up because he's down following my trades? I completely understand that could be something, but I'm just here to tell you that it is very, very tough, and that's why, oops, my layout didn't even load right now. No, that's not funny. You can show the turkey. You can show the chicken here. I mean, so I was actually telling Brendan, I tried to log in here and the software didn't load up, but you have to trust me on this one. I'm going to show you, hey, what's up, turkey? I'm going to show, is that a chicken or a turkey? No, it's a turkey, right? We actually had this We had this debate on the podcast. I don't think we ever settled it out. But if you go over to my profile right now, hopefully you'll be able to see. We got Google as a nice bottom. We talked about Tesla ripping that for $1 at the end of the day. We talked about shorting AMD here. My Amazon trades are pretty clear here, right off the top. We shorted a firm multiple times today. But the big thing here that I want to talk about was, first of all, what about this crazy stat? From Friday. Shout out to Beth here. Kindig, I feel like I should know that. How many followers? I feel like I should know who this is. 124,000. Okay, so Nvidia and SMCI, can you believe this stat? Accounted for more than $4 of every $10 traded from the top stocks on Friday. That doesn't make any sense to me at all, but it is true. So there's a lot of love in these names. So make sure that you do join me no matter what tomorrow, as we'll be going over all of this, man. Happy Chicken Day to everybody. It's not at all anything about chickens. I want to thank my friend Brian Shannon for coming in one more time. That was really awesome. Thank you for some of those picks. We'll watch out for PANW, watch out for Nvidia tomorrow, and we'll watch out for Nvidia. I just heard Ramin yawn, which means I have to get the heck out of here before I get clubbed over the head with something. Thank you to everybody. I'm coming home. Good luck to everybody. I'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Ciao.